What will the future of travel look like after all this virus mess is over with? No, not that far in the future, but there's definitely going to be some changes going on in the travel industry. There are some things that they're already talking about doing, and then there's some things that may or may not happen, but I have some thoughts and ideas on that. So let's take a look and talk about some of these changes that will happen for the travel industry going forward. Welcome back to Explore Travel TV. My name is David L. Peters. And hey, if you guys like travel tips and tricks and travel vlogs and travel product reviews, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified when I upload more content. So what's the future of travel going to look like? Well, it's definitely going to change from what we had before. And I don't think anything's ever going to go back to normal. But these are some of the changes that I see going forward that are already in process, and some of the things I think will happen or may happen down the future. So let's take a look at some of the popular travel methods and modes of transportation and see how they may be affected in the future. International travel. Now obviously, to travel or vacation in places that aren't by your home, you're going to have to get on an airplane and travel internationally. So what kind of changes are going to happen at the airport? They may require you to get a temperature check. Now either with a head scanner or even by walking by a camera with a thermal imaging that'll tell your temperature. So if you do have a high temperature, they may require you to go through extra screening to find out more of your health history. One of the things the airplanes may do is limit the number of people on the plane. They could do that by making sure that nobody sits in the middle seat, so that will reduce the number of people on the plane considerably. Now for sure they're going to be enhancing their cleaning procedures by fogging down the plane, wiping down the seats, even more than they normally do. Now cruise ships will probably have the most changes of all of them, for obvious reasons, because the cruise ships are all in the news now as being the petri dishes of the sea. So some of the things that they're talking about doing is doing the temperature checks before you get on the ship, as well as extensive screening of medical history to see if you've been in contact with somebody that has had the virus. Word is that they may also have people get a doctor notice saying that you are healthy to cruise. So if you're over a certain age, I think it's like 70, they may require you a doctor's notice to make sure that you're healthy to board the ship and cruise. Now some of the other things they may do is eliminate some of the number of passengers on the ship, again reducing the crowds. Now I have heard some people say, hey, they might just eliminate the inside cabins and only do the outside cabins. So if you are stuck on the ship, it's definitely nicer to have an outside or a balcony cabin than it is an inside cabin. Now they also may eliminate every other cabin. So again, less people on the ship, less people to be infected. Now some of the other things they're looking at doing is bringing on more health professionals, doctors, nurses, as well as medical testing for the virus and other support type of equipment on the ships than they had before. Because normally they just had a doctor's office and they had a doctor that can prescribe some medications and so forth. So they're going to definitely have to increase the health situation on the ships. But again, they're going to be sanitizing like crazy. There'll be more hand washing stations, sanitizing stations. You will visually see more people cleaning the handrails and so forth. So I kind of make a joke, but I think it's kind of close to reality, is that the cruise ships may be more sanitized than hospitals. Now when they start cruising again, they're going to be, I'm thinking, a limited number of cruise ships out on the ocean. So they're not going to all just jump right out at once. There's going to be a limited number. Now as the ports start to open up, there may be some ports that are not going to accept cruises. So if you are on a cruise and you have an itinerary, and there may be a good chance that one or more of the ports may not allow you to go in. So I always tell people, be very flexible when you're on a cruise, because things can change, and if they cannot get to a cruise port, you will be missing that port. So don't get your hopes set too high on a particular port. You have to kind of go with the flow. And one of the other things I recommend highly, and so do the professionals as a travel advisor, is get the travel insurance, whether it's with the cruise line or with a third party like your travel agent. They have travel insurance available. That will help you in case if there are issues and delays to help you get through it, and it could either help you with reimbursements for medical coverage or for transportation and more. Some of the other major changes on a cruise ship may be no more self-service buffets. Now that doesn't mean there's no more buffets, but no more self-service, meaning the staff will be there to serve people. There may also be some reductions in the restaurants, a little bit less seating, less people in there. You'll have to make schedules probably to get seating in there, as well as schedules to actually get on and off the ship. You might have to go in certain sections to be able to do that with some delays, so again, be flexible. Now let's talk about Las Vegas. Now that's a very major hub for travelers and vacationers. As many of you know, I'm here in Las Vegas now. I have not been able to do any videos on this yet, but I'm here and I'm waiting for it to open up again. Now when Vegas opens again, they're talking about opening up kind of slowly with a few casinos at a time. They'll have the hotels, which obviously will be sanitized and cleaned, and there'll be health restrictions to get into there. And when it comes to the casinos, they're talking about maybe doing the temperature checks to come in and limiting the number of people in the casinos. Lots of cleaning and lots of sterilization. You'll see people wiping down machines. Like the slot machines, are also talking about maybe blocking off or turning off every other slot machine to spread people out. Table games are looking at eliminating or reducing the number of people that can sit at the table games. So you can go and sit. Sometimes they will let you have people behind you sitting around watching. It's going to be a different feel and look to the casino gambling for sure. I'm thinking some of the later things to open were going to be things like the nightclubs, the pools, the areas that have a lot of crowded people. Those will probably be some of the last to open. They may also reduce the number of people in there at each time. Now, one of the other biggest draws other than casinos is the casino buffets. A lot of people love those things. So those I'm sure will open up a little bit at a time as well and eliminate the self-service part of the buffet. They're going to have service people actually serving you instead of grabbing the, all the utensils and all that stuff. So people will be serving you for the buffets. The restaurants will be also reducing the number of people in the restaurants, spreading out the seating as well. One of the things that a lot of people are hoping that casinos will do is to eliminate or reduce the resort fees. Now, the resort fees are an extra fee that you pay on top of the room rate, and they're claiming that it's because, it's for the pool and it's for the gym and it's for all these services, the internet that you may or may not use. So some people are saying they may go a la carte. So if you use the pool, you pay the pool fee. If you use the internet, you pay the internet fee. Some people are hoping that they eliminate those fees altogether, and that may draw people to their hotels, to their casinos, to their resorts. That's unseen yet, so we will see how that goes. The other thing is their parking fees. Most all of them have parking fees. Again, if they reduce that or eliminate it, they may get people back to the resort. So it's a big industry here in Vegas. That's a big part of the economy, and they will need to get people back here to Vegas to gamble and spend their money. One of the other biggest destinations for families for vacation is the Disney resorts. Disneyland, Disney World, Disney Cruises, and their other resorts. Right now they're closed, completely closed. They're losing millions and millions of dollars. So they want to open up just as bad as everybody wants them to open up. Now, what are they going to be doing in the future? They were talking about temperature checks again to get in there. Also reducing the number of people inside the parks. They're definitely going to be doing more cleaning and sanitizing along the way. And that's just a tough one because there's a lot of people in very tight spots, a lot of people in line for rides. So will they do virtual ride queues like they do for some of the rides already, where you may just have to schedule a time to go and not stand in line? So there's definitely going to be a lot of changes to Disney resorts, Disneyland, the theme parks and so forth, and we'll see what happens. I've been seeing on the news that some are saying that Disney will not open until 2021. That means the whole rest of 2020 closed down. I don't think they're going to go that long being closed. They can't afford it. Well, they may be able to afford it. They're losing lots of money. That's all I know. So those are just some things that will happen and things that I think will happen about the future of travel and vacations. What do you guys think? Do you think some of those are going to happen or not? Or is there something else that you think that they will be doing that I didn't even mention? Leave them down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your responses to this and how you feel the future of travel. And are you guys going to travel again? Will you be going out when things open up? Are you going to jump on a plane or jump on a cruise ship and travel on vacation? Or are you going to wait a while, until maybe next year to see how everything plays out in case if there's like a second run of this thing? Let me know how it is. Again, thank you very much for watching. Please hit the subscribe, thumbs up, all that great stuff. And, safe travels. Life is short, so live it and travel more when we can.